Hello, everyone. Ooh, I'm loud. Hold on. Hey, everyone. This is the Fizz. I'm your restreamer today. I'm going to go ahead and unmute so the comms know I'm live. And we have a Final Fantasy IV free enterprise race going for you guys. I am going to pass it right on over to my commentators, Demarine and Neon Gray, who are going to take it over from here. They have some pre-roll for you, and then we're going to get started. So take it away, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Hello again, Final Fantasy fans. We are here. We are here with the Zemus-Zone tonight. We are here with a really important race for these runners. On commentary tonight, of course, I'm Demarine too. I'm here with Neon Gray tonight. Neon, how are you?
I'm not bad. Looking at a fantastic show coming up for you all tonight. I know you've been looking at the numbers on this, Demarine. What are we looking at here?
Great. So we are here in race number 26 tonight with three runners who really, really want to win tonight. It is their last race for Sylverfyre, Invenerable, and Dragondarch. Invenerable leading the pack of these three at 8 points. The Invitational Champ, community presence, great person all the way around. Win clinches up top 12. Second place likely pushes them into top 12 as well, just in case, but first would be perfect. Third, playoff. Fourth, who knows? Dragondarch in a similar boat at 7 points, but weaker tiebreakers. One of our old school runners. Win for 11, clinches up top 12 most likely, or at least second for a 13 to 16 berth. Third or fourth, and things get dicey in a hurry. Sylverfyre sitting on 5 points. It's win or go home, and even with a win, they still might go home. They need a miracle. Xyrak is sitting on 2 points with one race belted. This is race 2 for them, so they've got a lot of work to do as well. A win would go a long way to keeping them in this tournament.
Yeah, so as we can see here, this is really exciting. Kind of an iffy start here, though. We've got a spoon from Queen Asura in the Bygone slot, and the companion with them is going to be Tella. This is interesting because I know some of our racers are a lot more proficient with making that character go all the way than others. So it'll be interesting to see what they'll do with the tools that are in front of them.
Yeah, we've got the two slowest characters in the game, which definitely plays into our strategy for sure. Sid at least has got a pile of hit points. Tella is actually fairly healthy for a starting character, but doesn't have a ton of magic until you climb Mount Ordeals. So we'll see if the characters in the race kind of give us the need to climb the mountain.
Now, we'll see how that goes, but in the meantime, he starts with Exit, which is super important. And Sid's hit points and decent starting strength, that's great for getting over the hump with these first few bosses.
Yep. First shop had Lifes and Starveils, so Baron shop had some good stuff, and there was a pile of 10 Artemis arrows in the Baron Inn. So if they can find a bow, Sid will be hitting pretty hard early on. It's actually not the worst thing to have.
Yeah, this is a lot stronger start than it looked like on the opening screen. This is downright workable, really. Stardust in the barren grass, and there's an elven bow. Sid's gonna be cranking out the damage.
All right, good deal. Sid's gonna be doing some business. You're probably hoping for, maybe mute arrows in a shop just so you can stock up real quick.
But not with an elven bow. That will do the job of those mute arrows.
Yeah, but the mute arrows just give you more ammunition. You only get 10 Artemis arrows is just not quite enough. I mean, it'll get the job done, certainly. Looks like Xyrak's, though, going for the Silver Hammer on Sid instead, which is understandable as well, as they found one of those in Baron as well. And everybody else is trying to figure out what to sell so they can stock up on life potions and grab a couple of Starveils.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fair enough, going with the Silver Hammer to start. Those Artemis arrows, you are going to want to conserve them, because there's not going to be many of them.
Yep, Starveils, of course, super useful. They let you self-cast the wall spell as well, which will come in handy against a lot of bosses. It's why they're guaranteed on the overworld in these flags.
Yes, some decent armor and an Ogre Axe in the Damkian chests. So that will get Sid going right off the ground. We don't even need to really worry too much about using it with arrows yet.
Yep, and then there's also some diamond gear as well, so getting Sid pretty tanky. Sylverfyre's gonna be casting Exit here. Invenerable's gonna be releasing the, looks like he's gonna be releasing the...
Yes, he generally does go for the hovercraft right at the start.
Yep.
And a ninja sword on Dragondarch's screen. That is in the mist chests.
Certainly useful. Xyrak loots out. Xyrak, because he has Tela, decides to also loot out Watery Cave. Got some poison arrows, but I didn't really see much else that was very interesting. But it's a very quick check, which is good. And sylverfyre will be a first runner to Mount Hobbs looking for a character, and Invenerable will be a first character to loot out Antline Cave.
There's some early divergence here, which is always good to see. We're gonna get our first look at the character here, which is Edward. Sylverfyre's thinking about it.
Still thinking about it.
Gonna go for it.
And Dragondarch, making loose checks in the world, finds Vanilla Mist Dragon. That is a potential tide turner right there. That check could pay off immediately.
Yeah, that could be huge for Dragondarch, so we'll find out. Oh my god!
Oh wow, that is a great find. That is the Magma Key blind.
Oh my god.
So
a Magma Key on a loose Vanilla Mist.
So, as everybody knows, there's two ways to get to the underground. You've got two options. One is you get the Magma Key, you get the easy way down, you pop open the Xyrak Mountains, and you're down for nothing. The other route is the hook, and we know the hook will be one of the key items here in the overworld for sure. And the hook route is long and is arduous and takes a lot of time and could have a potential nasty blocking boss there. And Dragondarch's going to avoid all of that.
Now, just before this race started, I'm going to say I'm the one who rolled this seed, and I was asked to not do this to people. I said I couldn't promise. I didn't know I was telling the truth.
Unbelievable. One of the twins is at Kaipo's shop. There's a free boss at the bottom of Antline Cave. It's Water Hag.
I don't like seeing that boss there. It's an easy boss. Sid is in fantastic shape to water two-shot anything that's here. A free boss here is a waste. But, still, it'll get our first key item check for most of these players, and so we'll see what we've got.
Invenerable will be the first one through. Xyrak will be the second one through, and sylverfyre has started looting now, so will be the third one through. Dragondarch is now looting out Danison Armory, and the item we get here is
the Luca Key.
Access to Sealed Cave, but that's about the extent of it. You know, a potential grind spot if things don't play out well. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's... I don't think anybody ever wants to see the Luca Key. You'll take it if you have to, but it's a long cave. You know, you can check it for relatively free, but you don't want to have it come to that.
It is a key item, so at least it gets the count up to 2 for our runners, but we're likely to see Dragondarch start diverging from everybody else because he's going to have easy underground access that nobody else knows about yet.
Yeah, and we may not see them with that access for quite some time, because generally if people are checking those, that Vanilla Mist spot, they're doing it after they've exhausted everything else on the overworld. So if Dragondarch can take this, I'm going to call it an early lead, he can pick up this ball and run with it, and this could be game-winning for him.
I mean, on the flip side of the coin, he might do something like skip Fabul early, and then other people might have more information on the overworld spots. But you know, he'll have access to Land of Summon Monsters first. He'll have access to the Talk to Yang key item, both of which are free. So it's definitely a trade-off to be sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, you know, it's some time investment, but it's really worthless to be doing that early. And so as Dusty Griff does point out in chat, you know, if we can get Sirens early, the level lead alone could be huge.
Yep. Right, sylverfyre finishes up, grabs their Luca Key, so they are going to be able to do their thing. The other two runners, Xyrak and Invenerable, have taken Edward, probably for his prowess with using a bow from the back row.
And Invenerable is going to take advantage of that exit spell on Tella by heading to the chest at the back of Mount Hobbs.
And Dragondarch, following in everybody else's footsteps, Magma Key ahead, but otherwise in good shape, is going to go ahead and grab his Luca Key here from Ordeals, or excuse me, from Antline Cave. I really want to see the runners go to Ordeals. Sylverfyre is going to loot out the Troya Armory at this point.
Decent move. Like, right now is usually when you need the most items. I like to wait until you got the Earth Crystal, but there's still a decent amount, and again, we started the game with exit, so it takes a lot less time than it would otherwise.
Yep, desperate for money probably too at this point in time. Cash is probably pretty tight right now.
Oh, yes. Seeing a gold apple and an earth hammer there, so that's going to be useful.
Yep, so, I mean, if you missed the start, you missed one of the wildest starts of all, which was Vanilla Demus leading to the Magma Key, which means that Dragondarch has a massive advantage over everybody else unless everybody else decides to make the extra boss checks.
And I see this is... Invenerable is currently fighting Pale Dim at... I believe that's Fabul?
Yep, that would be Fabul Escape, so he's strapped on those Artemis arrows to Edward because Pale Dim is a dragon and he's going to do some pretty massive damage with them.
Yeah, I mean... Got the bird? Make him do your work for you.
Yeah, he's trying to conserve MP, it looks like, here, and get the rest of the kill with... Or, not MP, excuse me, conserve arrows and get the rest of the kill with that Ogre Axe, which makes sense.
Yeah. Like, running into that boss this early, you are going to have to go pretty much spellless. You don't have the non-elemental spells, really, that you need for Pale Dim.
Yep. Yep, and Sylverfyre in Troya found coffins in the first Troya shop, which is pretty fantastic.
And just a protect ring out of the King of Fabul, but that's not a bad find at all. It's one of the best defensive items in the game, and that'll do a lot to make whichever character he puts that on much more durable.
Right. Well, we do have one other thing that's going to be forcing us towards Mount Ordeals, which is DK Cecil, is the character that our runners are looking at in the Inn of Baron here. The first boss is CPU.
That's an annoying boss to fight there. Easy, but very annoying. As we can see here, you know, you do need to take them all out separately, and it's... They've got their gimmick where, you know, if you do end up killing the CPU first, you will get Globe 199, and we don't have the power yet to take them all out at once.
Yeah, but we'll just take them down one at a time. Takes out the healer, takes out CPU, and then the attacker will die pretty easily.
Yeah. Annoying, not hard.
Nope, and Sylverfyre's loot of Troy is finished with coffins in hand.
It's always nice to see. They're heading straight to Fabul after, gonna get their protect ring. Behind that CPU is another of our technological enemies, Dr. Lugai. Which, not a bad find there. It's a fair few hit points early on this spot, so having it broken up into 3 different, relatively easy sub-bosses makes it a lot easier.
Sylverfyre looks like they're dumping some inventory for a Mute Dagger here, just to have it on hand. Not a bad weapon to have floating around. You can put it on Edward, you can put it on Edge later, and it does massive damage to spellcasters as well.
Yeah, nice to see here.
Alright, Stilvaria is completely empty of items, so nobody cares.
So let's see where everybody's going next. Dragondarch is heading south, gonna stop at Silvera. Meanwhile, Invenerable is making the play for Ordeals.
Yeah, this is Invenerable, making sure not to leave any stone unturned here at this point. You know, again, also Tella wants to get all the spells on Tella, which is super important.
Yeah, because you know what, he is one of the big people who will actually use Tella for the longer term, so he wants to maximize that old man's capabilities as much as possible, as early as possible.
So the Rat Tail was at Baron Inn. So that means that we've checked all of the spots at this point in time that are available, except for Ordeals. So we know at the top of Ordeals, Invenerable is going to get a hook in a moment.
He might get a hook. He might get nothing, because that Mist Dragon could be the Soul Path underground.
This is very true. You do make a good point. The hook might not be out here. I stand corrected. Dragondarch buys up some cabins in Mysidia.
Always good to have. There's nothing worse than being somewhere in the middle of a seed and realizing, oh, you never bought cabins anywhere. And he's about to pop his magma key.
Yep. Kirchen has the right of it. Hook would spell tragedy for 3 of our runners at this point. They might stop and not try and make the Mist Dragon check at that point. Even though it's, honestly, in these flags, basically free.
Yeah, it doesn't even take 30 seconds just to park your airship nearby and just stick your head in. But we'll see how this goes. Ogopogo at the first boss at Mount Ordeal, sorry, is not pleasant. The lunar bosses can be kind of... Some of them are fine in some places. Ogopogo is one of them who you never want to see anywhere, really.
Yeah, the nasty part about Ogopogo is the fact that strips off 50% of your health right off the bat to start the fight. Magic gets countered with Blaze, which is another 25% off. Just to back everybody up, D-Mist was in the vanilla spot in Mist Cave, and the Rat Tail was the item that came with Dark Knight Cecil in the Inn of Baron at this point in time. We've got a free boss as our boss number 2 here on the mountain. And we've got Silkwebs and Hourglass 3s over here in Agart's shop for Dragondarch.
That's very nice to see. We'll certainly get a lot of good use out of all of those things.
Yep.
And Xyrak about to run into the Canadian content, which would be Ogopogo.
Truly the greatest sea serpent of them all.
It's a lake serpent. The monster of Lake Okanagan.
Today we learned, everybody. But Xyrak taking those 2 big waves to start. Invenerable, of course, got that free boss, the King and Queen of Eblon, so decided to take a coffee break.
Always a perfectly good choice, especially on that back attack, when you're already starting late on their timers.
Yep, just saving all of that, saving all of those resources.
Oh, and it looks like Dragondarch did not go underground. He's back up checking on Cecil.
Yep, a little bit of efficiency, just dropping the key off while he's doing shop checks, but he definitely wants to fill out his party here for sure, because he didn't take Edward. And it is just a life staff here, so our runners should be able to figure out that they are on a mist hunt early. They're all very experienced runners, and they should know what's going on.
Yeah, like this may take a moment or two of confusion, but hopefully they just do the quick check first instead of doing something like heading up Zot. But that's a very interesting start here, because you don't see this very often.
Nope. This is basically exactly what you wanted to see here from this seed, which was that, there's no underground yet, but you need to go ahead and do that. Penguinator, of course, trying to put the commentary curse on everybody, saying go ahead and check the sister's spot at the top of Tower of Zot. Don't do that.
Yes, please don't do that. There's nice, easy spots. And what indeed hath I generated supremacy? It's a mandatory mischeck. That's what.
The major thing, though, is that takes all of the advantage away from Dragondarch here, because there was no hook. It was a mandatory magma key seed.
Yeah, and because he didn't capitalize on it that quickly, yeah, that lead is pretty much evaporated.
Bruce Fan JP states you can't get to Zot. You can go to Zot without the Earth Crystal. You just can't finish Zot without the Earth Crystal. Ordeal's just had a life staff.
It's a very nice find, but not what anyone wants to see there. Sylverfyre going to Ordeals.
Yep,
Going to get their life staff at the end.
And their paladin, Cecil in tow, gonna be catching up with Xyrak here. Slightly behind the pace because they're just a little bit behind on pace right now. Invenerable is gonna stop at Baronin now because they need to go get their Dark Knight Cecil, and of course they need the key item because they don't know that the Mist Dragon has the Magma Key right now.
That is actually going to be a paladin Cecil now.
Ah, right, that's right. Invenerable was the first to scale the mountain, so...
And that's generally an order of operations play that I'm particularly fond of. Dark Knight Cecil's not going to do anything for you. 4 ordeals, you know where he is, but he's at that spot. Just go do it after.
I mean, he can get punched in the face. That is a very important function of Dark Knight Cecil.
Sid's going to do that job better. And Xyrak gets his paladin.
Yep. And Xyrak gets his Magus Sisters fight as well, but he's going to make short work of that, as everybody else will, because the spot has, 1,200 hit points or so.
1,000 on the nose, so probably like 333 each, or I think Cindy has a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it splits up a little bit differently because the center sister has the most health of the 3.
Otherwise, Sylverfyre is taking down Ogopogo right now.
Yep, just patching the party up with Tellus Cure 2, making sure that everything is okay. Edward punches himself. The fans must love that.
Yeah, I mean...
And Invenerable just blasting away with big spells against the Dr. Legay spot, so just trying to get through this in a hurry. And there's always a lot of debate in chat right now about, do you upgrade Cecil from Dark Knight to Paladin? But of course, I believe with Tella, you have such a big motivation to do it that I don't think you really have a choice.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't really.
So, Dragon? Go ahead.
No, I was just carrying on with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dragondarch's climbing ordeals right now, so I know you mentioned that the lead that was slowly sliding away from him, now 100% gone.
Yeah, right now everybody's just retreading each other's steps. Nobody breaking new ground yet. Invenerable looks like he's about to be the first to really realize that he's looking for Mist.
Yeah, and then Didi nopes out, bails out, and turns around, so he ends up choosing to be the first person underground.
So we'll see if he can make up that time. And Invenerable hits the right spot.
Like we said before, seasoned runner definitely knew what was up at that point in time, and we've got a winner in Dwarf Castle, everybody. We are not sirenless tonight. We have sirens at Dwarf Castle for everybody.
Well. And with coffins in play from Troya, I'm thinking we're going to start seeing some omelets being made here very soon.
Yep, the Sylverfyre about to find out that they're going to be on a Mist Dragon hunt briefly. Invenerable's job here is done, though.
And he's sitting there probably going, is it the hook or is it the magma key or is it something else? Just gonna do those quick checks first.
Yep. He's gonna find out, though, that it's not a fetch quest at all. It is indeed all that he could ever ask for, a hidden magma key.
Yes. If you're watching this after, I'm sorry.
We were so close to having the wildest, hypest start ever turn into what could have been one of the biggest blowouts of the first round.
Instead, no. You get a Mist Dragon, and you get a Mist Dragon. And I mean, that's right, that's true supremacy. They didn't get trolled by a hook. But what am I really sorry about? You should ask yourself that.
Yeah, and Dragondarch skipping out. His party is literally, let's go to ordeals.party, and yet he decided instead to skip out at this point. I don't really feel great about that, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I would definitely do it with either Tella or Cecil, or even Foe, who nobody would have access to yet, but having both in hand, not going to ordeals, feels kind of bad.
Yeah, the 3 bosses do matter an awful lot if Fusoya does decide to show up.
Yes, but, and especially it is, too, nice to have an eye to possibly trading up on a Tella as you go. And Xyrak finally does Fabul. Gets his Protect Ring.
Yep, he now knows that he is hunting for a Mist Dragon, as does Sylverfyre.
Darkness Crystal in Feymarch.
I had a feeling that this was not going to be easy for everybody.
Well, we certainly have a seed here.
So the Darkness Crystal opens up what I lovingly call the K2 coin flip. There are 6 boss spots on the moon that you can take on at basically any time once you have the Darkness Crystal. There's also a character up there, so you do get a shot at Edge or Fusoya because it is locked behind an item. But the major problem here is that you could get nothing up there, and it could waste a ton of time, or you could stay down below and get nothing and waste a ton of time.
And there is a free boss down in the Feymarch with one of the 2 possible Baron Guard encounters. Apply coffins, and that's a win.
Yep, you just need to be able to stand up to them long enough to get the coffins off in the first place. The other boss, however, is the dead opposite of free. It's Antlion at Leviathan spot. That's a thing.
Yeah. No, I think we're going to see people putting that one off, but I expect as everybody gets down there, we're going to see early plays at those guards at least.
Yep, I mean, if there's a moon veil that they find, they might be able to make that magic happen. Looks like Sylverfyre's going to be our 3rd runner to dip into the Cave of Mist and find Vanilla Mist, and then find a Magma Key for their troubles, which will make them breathe a small sigh of relief.
Yes, and Xyrak is checking Octomam first. I suppose it was closer to Fabul where they were coming from, so it's a fair choice.
Finds Dark Elf, mashes the reset button really hard.
You know what? That's actually interesting to see that. Taking that particular boss out of the other pool. Not a big fan of that, actually, because that boss can be very easy later on. So knowing Dark Elf is sitting on a really weak spot, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. But Xyrak is going to go ahead and grab the Mist Dragon fight and get the Magma Key, slightly behind the pace right now. We've got Dragondarch deciding to fling coffins at eggs right now, which makes a ton of sense, and Invenerable is going to get a Darkness Crystal.
I mean, it makes a ton of sense. I'm... like, okay, we as commentators know that there's nothing good on top of ordeals besides the benefits you get for doing ordeals. But again, putting levels on Dark Knight Cecil, any work you invest into that character, if for whatever reason Dragondarch does decide to do ordeals, all those levels are going to be gone.
Yeah, Dragondarch is potentially gambling. Wells JC in chat mentioning that he wants to survive hits from the guards. So he may be grinding this up to go ahead and get the hit points he needs to go ahead and do Baron Guards, and then try and see if he's going to get incredibly lucky. He still needs to get party members, though. He has no party right now.
Yeah, because that is the thing. That's a very fast slot. The concern there is getting an hourglass off as soon as possible. I don't think it's reasonably going to happen that you're going to be able to tank those guards with 3 characters with a reasonable amount of grinding. But, at least not with that party.
Yep,
And Invenerable's doing the check.
Yep, he's got the information on the bosses here too, and he's going to probably hit exit in a second.
Or just a reset out, which is same difference. Back to the save. He's going to go for it. He's pulling cabins up.
Alright, and Dragondarch is rewarded with a tower key from Sheila for the Yang Talk To spot.
Quote-unquote rewarded.
The tower key is like my least favorite key item in the game, but it will point him probably to go ahead and do tower sooner rather than later, which is not the worst thing.
Yeah, it's not that hard for, the early mid-game. And it can certainly pay off. And it's got a bunch of treasure chests, trap chests that are often near the critical path. You can score some really nice items if you just take a few seconds out and get those.
Right. So yeah, the boss here, we don't have the dual guards, we have the quad guards from the package encounter here.
That's actually even easier than the 2 guards, because all you need to do to disable them is to take out the officer.
Yep, so it's going to stop them, and that means that there's going to be some life glitching for experience points here as well, so this is going to be fantastic once he gets to start knocking these units down.
Yep, and we're getting a week off on that back guard, because I'm not seeing any coffins in that inventory. Here doesn't need to be, though.
Yep. Xyrak, Sylverfyre both opening up underground access right now.
Oh, and following up with an Earthquake from the Earth Hammer. Very nice move on Invenerable's part.
And Life's the back officer, which is the one that is replete with experience points, so he is going to get a ton of experience from this particular fight, on top of the benefit of getting a key item from Asura spot way before everybody else.
Yeah, this is... You know what? Even if it doesn't pay off, just the experience alone is gonna be huge for catapulting this party forward.
Xyrak...
Again,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Xyrak is just stopping to check the boss at Dwarf Castle and finds Leviathan in the first spot there, so that's pretty tough.
Yeah, this is a surprisingly difficult spot at the best of times. It's not something I really... It can take a lot more time than you would think going into it. You start going, oh, it's an early game spot. But it's rough. This boss has teeth.
Yep. Dragondarch finally deciding it's time to turn his Ordeal starter pack into a stop in Ordeals, so he's going to go ahead and upgrade his characters finally.
Which again, makes that grind in on those eggs a little odd, because he didn't do anything with those levels from it.
Edward just took 900 damage from an Ice 2. He got obliterated. And...
It's a legend sword from Asura.
I think the thing he wanted more from that, though, as you can see on his part, is that experience.
Yeah, like, it's a key item, it's a boatload of experience, and if he does get that adamant at any point, that's great for Cecil.
I mean, Invenerable is an incredibly good runner, and so I'm not surprised that that ended up being the play that he made, because he was capable of doing so.
Yeah, that is a fantastic efficiency play. A lot of those spots, those summon monster spots, you have to question if the time you sink into it is going to be worth doing it. But in this case, I think it absolutely was.
Yep, knowing that you have the Darkness Crystal, you want to try and take out as many free spots as you can take, and when you find that one of the summoned monsters is actually free, well, that's a good feeling.
Oh yeah. And Rydia in Dwarf Castle along with a French vanilla set of Calcabrenas. This will actually make them easier than normal.
Yep, so Xyrak's going to lay down the Hourglass here, and then just take them apart really quickly with a group spell. Shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, those will go very nicely, so we'll be seeing in short order what exactly we get from them. Invenerable coming in through the back door to loot out the Dwarf Castle.
Yeah, that's definitely something interesting, not something that you see every day. Gonna do a little bit of inventorying here just to clear up some space.
Well, that is one thing. A lot of players end up with huge inventories. All clogged to everything, and Dragondarch is. upgraded his Cecil and his Tella, so he'll be able to put those to work.
Yep. Xyrak was able to get up some Reflect on the first against Leviathan and was well protected, and then of course takes down Calcabrina pretty much in a straightforward fight after dropping Hourglass on the back row. So we're gonna see an early Dwarf Cave push here too before getting the Darkness Crystal. But we'll have a little bit of additional information and Rydia in the party before starting your grind as well.
Sylverfyre going for those Baron soldiers. Should be pretty simple here as well.
Yeah, they know the story. They've got coffins, so they're going to go for insta-kills instead.
And Invenerable does have his sirens. Exiting right out, I expect we're going to see them put to use right away.
Yep, Dustiger from chat noting that Inven loves selling those apples. Well, you know, if you don't need them, you don't need them, right? That's kind of how that works out.
And it's a glass hat in Dwarf.
So they got a glass mask and not a white mage? That doesn't seem great.
Yeah, that's not good. Invenerable going off to Fabul to check and receive his tower key. I think he's very likely to head right there.
Yep. Invenerable's going to get his tower key, as you said. Sylverfyre gets the Legend Sword for themselves, as they make the Baron Guard play. So, you know, sharp plays all the way around. Again, all these runners are, you know, they're veterans of the scene.
Yeah, every single player here knows exactly what they're doing in pretty much every situation you put in front of them.
Xyrak is the only one who I might not call a true veteran of the scene. They didn't pick up this randomizer until July on SRL, so you know they've been the big offline grinder of this bunch for sure.
That's true, but I mean, if you look at those results on SRL in those races, you know what? He comes up pretty good on them, so I wouldn't count him out.
Mm-hmm. Dipwood at this point in time, 2 months might just be a veteran, I'm sure, but still.
Oh, and I was wrong about cashing in that tower key. Invenerable has popped the Darkness Crystal.
Yep. So we are about 35 minutes in here. We've got a Darkness Crystal pop. We're seeing a lot of stuff we've already seen. So just as a quick recap, we opened up on the Spoon, so a blank alongside Sid and Tella. We had Edward on Hobbs and Cecil in the Baron Inn. Rydia came out from Dwarf Castle at this point. For items opening on the Spoon again was a blank. Vanilla Mist Dragon had the Magma Key that Dragondarch found first. The big thing, though, is that we also then found the Looka Key at Antlion, a Pro Ring in Fabul, a Rat Tail in Baron Inn, and the Life Staff at the top of Ordeals, which all of our other runners all completed before realizing what was going on and having to double back for that Magma Key, which they all, again, very smartly did because they all knew it was up. Then down below, we had a Darkness Crystal at Land of Summon Monsters, and Venerable is on the moon right now because of that. The first Sheila check gave us the Tower Key. The Osiris spot had a free boss at Baron Guards, which gave us the Legend Sword, and Dwarf Castle had a Glass Mask to go with Rydia.
And I'm just having some minor issues on my end. I'm just going to reload my stream. Perfect. Yes, thank you very much for that recap. Invenerable going into the Lunar Palace right now. We're gonna see who's waiting there.
Sylverfyre, unsurprisingly, doing Dwarf Castle. This is probably their favorite location in the game to go do early and often, so that's not a shocker. Dragondarch is on the second fight there, which is fantastic, so making good work of it. And Invenerable's going to let us know what character's on the moon right now.
That's the Quake Kid. Not the healer we were hoping for, but the black mage we needed.
Yeah, this means all of our white mages are hiding out. I know I was talking with Sylverfyre about this before the run, but this is what they were asking for, which was hide the white mages from us, give me cure 3s, and let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Sylverfyre is ready for this scenario. Everybody else, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, they had better be, because the round of 16 coming up is going to be C3, so there's I think we've done the math, it's a 9% chance that you could end up with no white mage, not counting Tella. Tella just dies.
Yeah, so that does sound like the right numbers, excluding Tella. It's slightly higher if you're willing to take the risk and consider him a white mage. So it's not likely, but it is going to happen at some point in the round.
Yep, Xyrak is our 4th and final runner to get the Darkness Crystal, so, has Moon access now. Syl is getting beaten up by Leviathan pretty badly here right now.
That's what happens when Leviathan is at the first spot in Dwarf. Those lit 3s from Tilla are gonna do the job, but it's gonna hurt.
Okay, Dragondarch is currently opening up the moon, while we have Invenerable, who came back down to Earth to go ahead and grind.
Which totally makes sense when you've got that stack of sirens and a little boy who just wants to learn how to make the Earth split open beneath them. Dragondarch is now popping his crystal.
Xyrak takes a moment to stock up on Hourglass 1s here in Land of Summoned Monsters. Looks like it's going to be a save and check here. And Invenerable, first to Quake Kid, is probably about to take Quake Kid up a quick shaking run up the Tower of Babel now. Would not surprise me with the tower key in hand.
That's exactly where he's going.
So Syl takes down Leviathan, but has only one character alive. It's only Tella at this point, so we'll see how that plays out.
That could be tricky. You know what? They're not going to hit hard, but those dolls are going to hit 6 times.
Yeah, and Rydia is not the character that you need to see there, because Rydia will die in one shot in the front row with all of 30 hit points.
Yep, there she goes. Dragondarch collected his character. And so we'll see what goes on there. He's checking the moon shop now. But there's not much to find.
Yeah, we found most of the good stuff already.
And Xyrak taking advantage of his newfound Rydia to just tighten those guards.
Yep, takes out 2 of the front ones real quickly with the first Titan shot, so it's going to get a little bit of extra experience here. We missed out on Dark Knight Cecil on the hook, too. This is the saddest day of them all, but we've got a Lunar Boss here for Invenerable.
Oh, I had to give this a Magma Sea key. And it's the Deluders here. So, not a difficult boss. At the best of times, and this is not going to give any trouble at all.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody's chanting for frogs here. I don't blame them, but Quake Kid is probably going to do it before. We're going to get some slows coming out as well, so we're going to do this the burst it down DPS way. Syl has recovered the fight against the dancing dolls here, gotten the stop off, gotten some party members back on their feet. So is just hanging on by a thread right now for sure.
But fortunately, those front dolls do not have many hit points, so this is rough, but it should be fine.
Yeah, just working down that front row real quick. I'm gonna re-hourglass just for safety's sake here, just to make sure the back dolls don't get loose and decide to transform into Calbrena.
Yeah, because that would end this fight right now, and you would not have to want to redo that Leviathan fight.
Inven does throw the Star Veil, but it's not necessary. His Quake is very powerful. Dragondarch taking Quake Kid and is going to go ahead and level him up to 20 real quick. And that is the crystal, everybody. At the top of the tower. It's time. We've got go mode. 43 minutes, 13 seconds.
Wow. That's a crystal, all right.
we are missing one thing though in this party.
Yes, we are. And we also don't have any decent healing items that have been spotted, I don't think. I haven't seen Cure 3s anywhere either.
I also have not seen Cure 3s anywhere, so...
I've seen this fight done with Cure 2s. It was very impressive. But
you're not doing it with Edward and Tella as part of your party for sure. So I guess for as go mode as we are, and Xyrak is going to go ahead and take the dip into Sealed Cave, which we know will not have the crystal, but will have something else. Yeah, and Cure 3 is not guaranteed until C3, so it won't be guaranteed until round of 16. Who can say?
yeah, like, this is more of a maybe mode than a go mode, really.
So, do you think we're going to see a play that we have yet to see in the Swiss today?
Maybe.
Do you think that we dip Giant of Babil for the character?
Maybe.
Now, I am incredibly hyped for the possibility that this is a thing that's going to happen. It's
Well,
not impossible.
it's a character that's open right now. Not gonna need any other any other key items.
I mean, you just have to get through 2 devastatingly powerful boss spots that nobody ever does because they hit like trucks and have hit points like trucks. So, it's probably not going to happen, but boy, do I want to.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a bold move, and we all know that a bold move is commentator speak for a bad one.
Well, here's the thing. You could go in there, you could D-machine grind because you have upgraded Tella. So you go and you D-machine grind. And at the end of your D-machine grind, you go and do the 2 spots. Or you get the Baron key from the super cannon spot and go get the character from there instead. Which is a lot less fun.
Yeah,
I feel really bad.
Well, let's be real. Nobody was gonna go and get the character behind the giant.
I'm a little sad. Xyrak resets out of Sealed Cave after finding an Artie bow there, which doesn't do him a lick of good. Sylverfyre is going to get Quake Kid here. Invenerable is looks like he's gonna buy alcohol.
Oh, really gotta get everybody liquored up. Then we need to see if he's gonna follow up on that Baron key.
I don't think he has much of a choice at this point in time. He's in go mode without a white mage.
And that's true, like, you know, Invenerable can make some chancy plays sometimes, but rarely bold plays.
Yeah, I mean, he also does not have Rydia yet. He has not done this location, so we're going to be bin Edward for Rydia, which he's going to be fine with because it's Reflect strats all day. And then is going to go and do Baron and get probably hoping again for Rosa Bay. Husoya wouldn't hurt there. And then,
And I believe Porum is on Sand Ruby, so if anybody finds that, that is a white mage right there.
Rosa's spot could be Palom. It was not easy to see, so
Definitely a twin, so.
Yep. And Sylverfyre is going to the giant. Sylverfyre has decided that the play is to grind right now.
Totally fair. Even any late swaps, which, as we discussed, I don't think is going to happen on Sylverfyre's part.
Nope.
This is perfectly fine time to grind. You've got a solidified party. If there was a swap, they would catch up really fast. And I know they're extremely comfortable with the D-Machines, so I'm not surprised to see them going with that over Sirens.
They might even do the character here afterwards.
That would be amazing.
It'll never happen.
No.
Alright, so Dragondarch is about to realize that he is in White Mage Go mode here, which will be very exciting once he realizes that the D-Lunars are here, and the D-Lunars somehow have gone from dangerous boss that could take your party down to 100% free during this tournament.
And that's one of the most exciting things about this tournament, I think. You know, you're seeing the understanding of this game just moving forward as everybody plays. We're seeing new strategies come up with nearly every game. So, it's fantastic. It's a really exciting time to be playing this game.
Absolutely. Xyrak is going up to the top of the tower as well, so he's going to go ahead and find their darkness crystal, or their crystal in a minute.
And that's going to make, you know, the only one without a crystal. That is going to be sylverfyre, who is still in good shape, what with the D-Machine grinding. And that is incoming right now. It's last arm check.
Yep, Invenerable ends up deciding to not take Rydia over Edward here, which is an intriguing call. Very an interesting call for sure.
I've seen him do that before. He's fine with using Edward. He is really good at making those marginal characters like Edward and Tello work. So that's not all that surprising. I wouldn't do it, but I didn't make top 64, let alone top 32. So what can I say?
Indeed.
Dragondarch takes down those D-Lunars very easily with just a simple quake. Well, several quakes.
Invenerable with the glass mask, so, you know, pull them blank there.
And he's heading up, so yeah, we are probably looking at the Baron play. Yes.
Yep. Dragondarch has discovered Go mode and is gonna go. Probably back down to Super Cannon. Now, the interesting thing is that Xyrak didn't check Sheila, so he actually made the tower play keyless.
That could be very interesting. Like, it definitely gives him trouble on characters.
Yeah, he is definitely still without a white mage, so, you know, his options are not going to be great.
Yeah, I'm going to be very curious to see where he goes from here. I'm hoping it's not a moon dive, because that would be very bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, Xyrak has no reason to moon dive with the crystal in hand, but...
That's true, yes.
You know, Sylverfyre is the only runner at this point in time who's in danger of just whiffing the crystal entirely now.
Yeah, so I am hoping that, you know, they go back and, check Sheila, check tower.
Yep, a lot of people commenting that you can do it healerless, but that's not necessarily for everybody, and it's also incredibly difficult. Truly the pinnacle of skill. But Invenerable is going to give us our first look at Asura here in the Bygin spot.
Yes, for this party at this point, that's not really concerning. Oh, and we do have a frog sighting on Xyrak's side.
Yep, instead of going with the all-out DPS, goes with the Reflect strat, gets off the Reflected Breath, and now there's a Lunar Frog.
Hooray! But, yes, got that Asura down on Invenerable's side, and Dragondarch is also just leaving the tower now, getting that Baron key.
Yep. Asura goes down easy because we've got some big party levels working. We've got the frog emotes out in chat because everybody loves a frog.
And it turns out that the evil advisor to the king was posing as the king all along in a weird, I don't know what Golbez was thinking with doing that, but he's sitting on the throne in Baron right now.
He wanted the dramatic reveal. He wanted to show everybody that he was truly the king of darkness.
Golbez, you drama queen.
Whatever helps him sleep at night.
That's true. And now he gets to show us the real terror.
Xyrak leaves the tower with the crystal, but not with the Baron key, because again, went keyless.
Where's he going now? Dwarf Castle, which is not gonna pay off.
Yeah. Xyrak, of course, I think already did this. Xyrak was our first finisher of this, so it looks like gonna do some shopping at this point.
Oh yes, right.
Probably needs to reload on Sirens, to be honest.
Oh yeah, only 3 there, so yeah, this is a Siren run.
Yep. So, chat is asking, so Invenerable is able to hide Edward away. And the big thing is that when Edward is hiding, Golbez kills your party down to 2 characters, but here's the thing, if Edward's not on the screen, he doesn't count. So what ends up happening is that Edward is guaranteed to come out and survive. And 2 of your other characters will also survive, giving you a little bit of an extra edge.
Yeah, so that's not bad at all. Doesn't bother reviving the other 2. Takes Golbez down. And we will see, in very short order, just who we are picking up here.
Yep, if it is a white mage, we are in grind mode. If it is a white mage and a key item, we're in grind mode with 10 key items.
It's Edge.
That's not quite who we wanted to see today.
But he's better than Edward. You did your job, Mr. Prince. But, go back to your castle.
Yeah, so we're still hunting for it because we don't have Cure 3s.
Yeah, so his next move is very much going to depend on what pops out of the trash can. And honestly, I think this is the first race of the league where Go Mode has actually been significantly hinging on the party composition. Every other time, we've had something workable by the time all the other pieces came together.
Yeah, again, it also sort of shows our reliance on getting our hands on a white mage at some point in time. Invenerable is rewarded with a Twin Harp at this point.
So we'll see what happens there. He looks like he did keep some weapons around for Edge, so that'll be a good start.
Yep, Edge will be powerful, which is nice. Can't hurt there. And Sylverfyre is happily grinding away. Dragondarch is watching 3 of his party members take the dive, and then they're going to deal with this very slow Golbez spot and take him apart.
Yes, and it looks like we... Oh, checking the Troya shops first.
Have we seen Bacchus Wine? Yes, Bacchus Wine was at the Tamra shop down below.
And Luca Key, to answer chat as well, that only had an Artemis bow. Nice, but not Luca Key nice.
But yeah, it's really interesting to see that this race is hinging on the fact that our runners are healerless right now, and are oftentimes still carting around either Edward or Tella still.
Yeah, so Invenerable decided not to go for Harp, looking at an Odin check right now.
Yeah. So, Mechalink asking why he's stabbing Odin, because we need key items that access characters right now. So we need an Earth Crystal right now, is basically it, or we need a hook. We've really started running out of characters that we can see, because that becomes really important. Invenerable forgot to heal and has to reset out, which makes sense.
And Xyrak picking up the Quake Kid and heading into the subterrane.
This is a different strategy. I guess I didn't think when we saw Go Mode this early that we'd be seeing lunar bosses, but I guess here we are. I think we're looking for a white mage.
Yeah, somebody, anybody, please.
Penguinator commenting, Edge, Rydia, Palantella, Cecil would have been a really clean party to go ahead and do the Zeromus fight. Penguinator could, however, do the Zeromus fight with a ham sandwich and Edward. So, who knows?
Yeah, it's like when I say I've seen this done with Cure 2s, I mean I've seen Penguinator do this with Cure 2s. I've never seen anyone else ever do it like that before.
Right. Invenerable has gone ahead and found Vanilla Odin, who has decided it's time to start beating up his party really quickly here.
And the Quake Kid is unfortunately not the Lit 3 kid yet.
Yep.
The Lit 2 will go off and do a hefty amount of damage.
Yep. Quick update on Sylverfyre, still grinding.
Yep. Gonna get all those levels, especially on that very fresh Pelham.
Yeah. Inven trying to do as much damage as possible for the Odin swing comes out and decimates his party. So they're all gone. It was nice knowing you.
Just noping right out of there, which, fair enough.
Dragondarch has decided to follow the Twin Harp route here, looking for the character here, and I think Inven is going to follow shortly behind.
Yes, definitely looks like. So let's hope for music, everyone.
We are going to get music today.
Xyrak fighting Rubicant in the lunar subterrane while we wait with bated ears.
I mean, Xyrak is doing this with, like, no levels on his characters either. This is just incredibly dangerous. Sees a not free boss and just decides to bail out. Calls it a day.
Yes, and we'll see who's right next to him. The Plague Bot. Oh, this is free. That's the karate. Yeah, that's wait for 2 kicks, have Cecil attack, and it's all over.
Yep, this fight does qualify as 100% free.
So that will do very nicely for him there. And the music just about to start.
We're going to let this one go, give everybody the show that I think they want. Xyrak is going to get the item from the plague spot, though.
An adamant armor. That'll help, but it won't, Oh.
And it looks like we've got a little bit of a replay from a couple of runs ago where we've got Man with the Machine Gun back out again. Obviously, I think one of my favorite harp tunes for sure, so let's roll that one more time.
Yeah, no complaints here at all.
And we've got Octomom here backing it up, so, you know, good physical damage, but should be made quick work by these runners because they've got some levels behind them.
Yeah, it should be pretty simple of a fight there. I mean, the spells won't do anything, but they never do.
Yep, Virus will do that little bit of HP leak, though. Will drain out a little bit more than the 1 hit point, but otherwise not a big deal. Xyrak is going to go ahead and check the Wyvern spot now up on them.
And that's... Oh. Looks like Bahamut up there. Should be pretty simple.
It would be pretty simple except for one minor problem. There's no veils in the inventory.
Oh, he's got Tella. Wall is an instant cast.
Yeah,
there are
so
some characters.
There are our characters. Invenerable is going to get them shortly behind. There's not much separating Invenerable and Dragondarch, but we're going to see them do Tower of Zot, we're going to see them grind, and we're going to see them go to the moon. Assuming that it's not like Yang and a duplicate character.
Why would you say that?
You know why I'm saying that. They'll also get another key item, so they'll probably be fine. There's literally no way that they don't get a white mage from this unless they don't get a white mage from this.
It could be Cain and Yang.
Sylverfyre could go and finish this up, do this grind, and then go get Rosa from the giant, go get the crystal, and finish.
Yes, that's very possible.
More likely than not, though, Invenerable and Dragondarch will both get their white mage, and this will be a race to the finish for sure.
Yes, that's far more likely. Dragondarch is taking a few moments here to check the trap chest.
Interestingly enough, it is randomized, but did find it right off the bat, and ends up getting a Drain Sword.
That's vanilla, isn't it?
I don't know if it's vanilla, but it's completely not exciting.
No, it isn't.
Max Plus Pi is asking, when did Silver start their grind? I don't know, I lost track.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I don't even know how many have been killed at this point. I know they're keeping count because they do that. They know this grind, but this is a long grind. But I think that's all according to plan, pretty much. Except for what's happening right now.
Oh no. No, this is not happening right now.
Oh no. Yes, get that Dragoon shield on. Come on. This is heartbreaking. Got a little bit more time with that Dragoon shield. Meanwhile, on the lower half of the screens, we're getting a French vanilla Valvalis. Oof.
That is absolutely just heartbreaking. Sylverfyre just lost 20 to 25 minutes of effort just now.
Wow.
Right, while we were watching Heartbreak happen, Xyrak got the pan from the Wyvern spot, so we're gonna see what items are there as well. While Inven and Dragondarch both try to work their way through Valvalis here.
Yeah, and I mean there has not been a Dragoon in sight, so they've just gotta chip away at her.
Right, Dragondarch first through Valvalis. Inven probably not far behind. Xyrak gets a Murasame from the Sylphs.
We'll see what Sheila gives. Well, also that'll also give Xyrak a tower key in the process. And Invenerable is through on Valvalis as well. There's Rosa.
Well, there's a white mage, everybody.
Wow, that answers a lot of questions all at once. And it's Yang. Nice to see you, Yang.
Yep, he doesn't need gear. He just needs a few levels, and he'll be powerful in the last fight too. So it's likely to see both of these runners take both of these characters right now, most likely.
Yeah, like especially with Sid in the both Sid and Cecil in the party. I don't find that Sid and Cecil together offer a whole lot, but no, we're keeping Sid.
Right, So also Xyrak just got the hook as well, so we'll be able to turn in the rat tail in search for their white mage as well, but we know that Rose is up here already.
And Invenerable dismisses Cecil and Palom.
So it looks like Invenerable is going to commit to the 4-character, 3 Zerker, 1 white mage, and Dead Tella, who was used to grind on the giant strategy here.
I mean, that's totally fair. That is going to pump those levels up like you would not believe.
Yep.
Quick D-Machine grind here. We'll put those 2 at, like, level 60.
It will be good stuff.
Yeah, that's what you call smooth sailing right there.
Yep. Dragondarch on the other side is definitely looking like they're going to commit to the Siren grind here with taking Quake Kid and Rosa and leaving Yang behind. So Cecil anchored, Yang in the bin. An interesting call for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see for sure here which is actually faster. Meanwhile, Xyrak, going a completely alternate direction, catches in the rat tail from the hook off of Sheila, gets a sand ruby, which, as I think we've noticed, but as I think I saw before, I think chat noticed as well, that's gonna get Porum. So a completely alternate route to a white mage, but there we go.
But if this is a Porum. This is hard go mode for Xyrak with a white mage right now. So two routes to a white mage for both of our runners here.
Yeah. So honestly, then if Silver still doesn't have the crystal, that's the problem there.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say this, that was just an absolutely devastating moment on this run for them, and
Yeah.
It's likely that things are not going to be looking so good for them at this point. Invenerable probably very happy to see a ninja shirt there of all things.
Yeah, that is a fantastic find for Edge right now. That will get his magic defense up in great shape to handle those big bangs, because we're not looking at nerfs here.
Yep, Xyrak is looking like he's going to strap that adamant armor onto Porum, or doesn't?
Adamant armor Cecil. I like this.
Someone is all the way in at this point.
I don't think we've got decent weapons for Cecil though, but you know what? I like Adamant Cecil. It's something people are really shy of doing because it will really do things to the relative speed that people aren't necessarily prepared for. But Cecil hits like a truck even without it. This just makes him even better.
Yeah. So
we do have a defense sword. That's perfectly good.
Yep. So we're going to see a lot of people would take this in a lot of different directions at this point, which is part of the joy of this randomizer for sure. Looks like Xyrak committing to Siren grind. Dragondarch is committing to do a little bit more shopping for Bacchus wine first. And Invenerable looks like he's going to go to the moon and grind gold dragons most likely, or no, he's going to leave us in suspense for a minute here.
Just driving that wheel around. Life potions. He is going for a D-Machine grind.
Interesting. So, a couple of different grinds from our runners here for sure. But we are going to have what's going to be a pretty quick dash to the finish here. Xyrak's alternate route took him through fewer bosses, so has started his grind first at this point. Levels look low on 2 characters, but we'll get some catch-up experience to start. Trying to catch levels as we go here. It looks like DD's around 32 to 38 on his characters right now. Xyrak probably not shortly behind. And yeah, Invenerable goes straight to the moon and is going to do gold dragons instead.
That's totally fair. It's right next to the final save point, or near to it. Because for the Sirens and the Gold Dragons, that's a little bit higher. But that is gonna save a walk time after that's done, which this could come down to it. 19 Sirens should be more than enough.
Yep, with 10 key items, that should be plenty, because they will get their life glitches off on the double dragons and get 180,000 experience a fight here. Invenerable looks like he has made the best grind call of the trio, and this may pay off in the end.
Yeah, like this could be it. They're gold dragons. If you don't life glitch them, they give about the same experience relatively as the eggs, a little bit more. But if you manage to life glitch them, you're gonna be getting those kills, that XP at twice the rate.
Yeah, 180k per fight is something else. If you have hourglasses, it's perfectly safe. You stop them, you weak them, you life them. You've got all the time in the world, and if you are lucky with your agility, you could be staring down 240,000 experience a fight if you get double life potions off in those rare instances.
Yeah, and you know what? Invenerable knows how to manage his agility. I would expect to see that happen a couple times. So this could be some play right here.
Silver is able to recover the grind fight up there. This is for the second time, so is holding out hope here.
But still lacking the crystal there, way behind here.
Yep. Yep, and here we go. We've got hourglasses coming out again, making this fight incredibly safe.
Xyrak's levels 3k on Cecil, getting up there.
Yep. So just to answer the question in chat of where the crystal was at 115 here, we are in 3 runners in go mode here in grind mode. So just to give us an update, opening item was the spoon, which Edge still has in hand for the final fight. The Vanilla Mist Dragon had access to the magma key, so they actually had to stop in Mist Cave because Antline had the Look key, Fabul had a Pro Ring, Baronin had a Rat Tail, which we'll get back to in a second, and Ordeals had the Life Staff. We were able to go underground once we all found the Mist Dragon at home. Land of Summoned Monsters had the Darkness Crystal, so likelihood of a coin toss kind of came into play, but Sheila 1 gave us the Tower Key. The Osiris spot was a free boss that our runners were able to take down to get a Legend Sword. The only runner to not do that was Dragondarch. Dwarf Castle, which was a quick play by Xyrak, gave him the first Blast Mask, which our runners were able to get alongside Rydia. But that Tower Key led our runners to the top of the Tower of Babil, which gave us access to the Crystal. Crystal, of course, being fantastic and all, but more importantly, when they were able to go down to Super Cannon, they got the Baron Key as well. A Sealed Cave and an Artemis Bow, which Xyrak reset out of. Baron Castle, once done, also gave a Twin Heart, but only gave us Edge because we were in White Mage Hunt mode. Plague for Xyrak on the Moon had the Adamant Armor, and the Wyvern Spot had the Pan, which he was able to turn into a Hook, and a Murasame, which turned into a Sand Ruby, which turned into his character's access, but everybody who had the Twin Harp, which would be Invenerable and Dragondarch, took that Twin Harp down and got a Vanilla Earth Crystal, which they were able to a little bit more slowly turn into Rosa. So right now, we are in the middle of a pretty deep photo finish here. It looks like Dragondarch just ran from an egg fight. Is he done grinding? Has he seen enough?
It could be. I'm seeing Rosa level 47. That's doable.
Yep, hits her with a couple of apples, 2,300 health. Dragondarch is going to be coming up to the moon, and we're going to get to see when we see runners run on the Zeromus pole.
Yeah, so that could be very interesting. I'm thinking, yeah, level 53 on Porum on Xyrak's side, so she's not quite there on hit points, but not much longer for him.
Yep, gonna make sure that he's safe there. 1779 is not quite in the safe realm, but gonna make sure gonna try and make this safe.
Yeah, I mean, the Adamant on Cecil, right? It's on Cecil, so that won't shore her up any. Meanwhile, Invin's at level 42 to 44. Ethering up, healing up. Probably gonna go for a couple more go rounds with the dragons.
Get Cooped is asking, does Palom have nuke? No, and it probably doesn't matter. It looks like Dragondarch is going to go for Trizerk strats. It looks like Invenerable is going to go for Trizerk strats. The only other advantage Dragondarch has is that if he can sneak a nuke in, he might actually get ahead in the damage race.
And Xyrak is done, pulling up the airship and heading to the Baron.
Probably doing a little bit of stocking up before we're going to go and grab the Lunar Whale right afterwards.
Grabbing Starveils. Planning on Reflect strats, maybe.
Yeah, either Reflect strats or Hybrid strats.
We're going to be looking at a very close finish here.
Absolutely. If this is Inven's last fight, then it's really going to be a super tight photo finish here. It's going to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is... You know what? This is a sort of race everyone hoped to see. This is going to be really exciting. This is going to come down to the wire on the fight.
Yep, 3 more levels on Rosa. Has the safety. Rosa's at 48. Fighter's around 48.
Invenerable's checking agility on Sid. I'm thinking this is probably the last siren popped. Every levels look good there.
Yeah, but grinds are finished for the other 2 runners, so...
Yeah, he's gonna be running in late.
Yeah, this may not pay off in the end.
Yeah, like... It might have if he just pulled up and left without pulling another fight, but... This is gonna be tight for him.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little bit behind here.
Dragondarch makes it down first. Let's see who the boss is going to be.
Everyone's not sure what sylverfyre is doing. I'm fairly sure they are a little bit on tilt right now.
And Invenerable's done, so this could still happen.
Yeah, Xyrak needs this one, Dragondarch needs this one, Invenerable needs this one. They're all about to hit it. Invenerable a slight lead over Xyrak, but again, Dragondarch was able to pull it 120. Inven will probably get down there around 121, so maybe it's staring down about a 90-second deficit right now. Xyrak's got a save still. Looking at probably about a 30 to 40-second deficit on top of it, so 3 runners, 2 minutes. We are pretty close. Rosa's going to give Inven and Dragondarch a ton of safety, though. 2,300 health on Rosa for both of those 2 runners.
Yeah, so we are gonna see what happens here. Zeromus is... I've seen this one before.
This is Testament from Guilty Gear, so we're gonna see some scythe loops here. Wait, no, we're just gonna see nukes and big bangs, but still, scythe loops.
Yay!
And Dragondarch starts off by getting an immediate nuke into Big Bang on Rosa. This is the break that Invenerable needed right off the bat.
Oh my god!
Rosa is dead. So we're going to have to slow down for a second here to sort of recover the fight. It's going to take a moment. With the Silk Web, it's not so bad. And with Palom playing Chemist, but this is a dangerous spot. No Cure 3 means no bailout on Rosa here. She's going to die again.
And an immediate shake. It's coming hard. It's coming fast from Zero there.
Yeah,
Invenerable kept Sid. He's in much safer shape right now.
Yeah, ditching Cecil, so having a clean agility anchor, but Rosa may not get. No, Rosa does not, and Dragondarch has to reset. That is a major issue.
Xyrak pulls the fight. Still has Sid kept Cecil. "11 agility on Dragondarch. That's why."
Ooh, that's a little too low.
You know what? People talk about agility anchors. They wonder about how much effect it actually has. But one thing that is very clear: if you go below 14 on Cecil, things get bad.
Yep. So we've got Xyrak was able to transform Zeromus first because Inven was looking for a little bit more setup to try and make sure that Tella could do something this fight. Xyrak is starting to reflect nukes right now, so it's going to try and push out a ton of DPS. Invenerable sets up the Silk Web, is going to start setting up Berserks.
Thing is, I'm seeing Bacchus Wine usage on Xyrak's side, so he's not at a huge advantage on speed by reflecting nukes, because with the Berserkers in play, that is going to prevent any sort of HP refill skip. So we're looking at spell animation being a huge factor on Xyrak's side.
Yeah, but those whites and nukes are doing 9,000 damage apiece. Like, those are numbers right there. So the hybrid strat might be just fine here, at least in terms of DPS, and may just give him the edge over everybody else.
Yeah, we'll see what this comes down to.
Yep, first bang comes out on Xyrak's side, first bang on Invenerable side. Rosa, easy peasy, does a good nerf. No nerf on the other side, and mages are down. So we're now in safety mode here with the two Berserkers, as Porum survives with probably the Adamant armor, honestly. But
yeah,
that big
I think
bang
he moved
just
it over, yeah.
That would make sense, but that big bang took his party, and so... You know, right now we've got Invenerable kind of in control of this fight right now. Xyrak is deciding to not take recovery mode and is going to take the advantage that Reflect gave him and just sit on it with the Zerkers. So Inven maybe a slight edge, but we are just right down to it right now.
Yeah, this is close. This is going to be a... Wow. Another big bang comes on Xyrak's side. Cure 4 was queued. Porum survives it and gets the heal off.
Yep, Dragondarch's Palom takes a hit from a nuke, but probably doesn't care because he's on Tri-Zerkers right now. So probably just about to pass the turn and watch Palom die a horrible death. Inven sitting back on 3 Zerkers as well right now, waiting on Rosa to get that heal off. Now Xyrak's advantage is kind of gone with only 2 Zerkers and the black hole going off.
Oh, this is... Wow. And Porum going down to Cure 3. Okay, on singles, that's fine then.
Yep, Sylverfyre does not have the crystal and is going to start hunting moon bosses for the crystal most likely, and boy, are they going to be disappointed tonight.
Oh no.
I mean, disappointed already, but it's going to be even worse. So, Inven hiding behind Xyrak, we've got a Shake, going to keep 3 sets of those Zerkers here. Dragondarch, unsurprisingly, Quake Kid is dead, job done, face up and dead. Invenerable sees another big bang. This one is going to hit pretty hard, but his team has plenty of health. Tella, well, it's nice knowing you, sir. You're dead.
Yeah, and that's really only to his benefit at this point. That will make those heals from Rosa all the more efficient.
Oh no, and Xyrak's second big bang, or next big bang there, takes the healer. Porum goes down, takes a 2,000 point big bang, and is face down now. This is severe danger mode. Xyrak may end up taking a wipe here as well with this party. First black hole for Inven, first big bang out for Dragondarch here, second I believe here, but takes the full big bang. Rosa survives easy peasy, with no nuke behind it, she's okay. Inven getting the Zerkers back up into place, Dragondarch healing up. Nuke on Cecil, Sid is the only one alive. This is looking like a nightmare scenario for Xyrak here. Looks like this is gonna be a wipe.
Oh, he's trying. He got a lucky black hole. He's looking through his inventory. Nope, that's a reset.
He's got a whole lot of nothing that's going to save this fight. Even lifing Rosa is just not going to do the job here because it's just too slow. Xyrak goes back to start.
And Invenerable's in medio phase. It's the victory fireworks. They are coming in. He is going to go for a finish any second now.
Yep, he's got some zerking going on, so he's going to try and finish this up in a hurry here. Invenerable might just take this one home. We've got Zerked up Gang, we've got Zerked up Edge, and there we go. Flash and a bang. Invenerable first across the line, but not by much. 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 55 seconds. GG, what a run.
Wow. GG to you, Invenerable. That was fantastic finish. Super close.
Xyrak licking his wounds, heading back. Sylverfyre gets the package, still looking for... I'm not sure what Sylverfyre is looking for at this point in time.
Might just be healing up.
Yeah, probably. Dragondarch one more Cure 4 here. Looks like he's in total control at this point.
Yeah, we should be getting a finish there any second now, I'm thinking.
Yep, Sylverfyre back to hunting moon bosses. Again, looks like Dragondarch is in control here.
Tier 3 on the party. Totally reasonable. Everybody is at pretty decent health.
And as we start wrapping this up, it sounds like we are joined by the Invitational Champion, the man himself. We're joined by Invenerable. GG, Invenerable.
Hey everyone! Just a reminder: love your white mages. Don't make them run away. Keep them near and dear to your hearts. Because going without one, I'm a big fan of living the Tella life. I love parties with Tella in them. I think he has so much utility, but that's not the situation right there where I want him. I'm like, where are the white mages at? Ugh. Anyway, so how's it going with everyone else?
So Dragondarch and Xyrak both started Zeromus right with you. Dark was about a minute ahead of you. Xyrak was about 30 seconds behind. Both of them took wipes on the fight. Xyrak looked like he was going to charge ahead with reflect strats, but got his mage line wiped out. Dragondarch on his very first pull, big bang, right after a nuke on Rosa. Bad agility, got wiped instantly.
11 agility Cecil.
Bad luck. So I just pulled up the stream and I see Xyrak has Porum. Where was she hiding?
That's very interesting. She was on Sand Ruby, which was behind Rat Tail for the pan, and the pan was, I believe, at the Wyvern spot.
Okay, where was the hook then?
Alright, the hook was Sheila.
Yeah, Wyvern gave the pan, hook from Sheila from hitting Yang with the pan, which turned into the Stand Ruby at Adamant Grotto, which turned into Forum.
Okay, so basically there were two good routes to get a white mage. There's the one that apparently Dragondarch and I following the Earth Chain all the way through Zot to get one, and then Xyrak found one by going through the Moon, the Wyvern spot, and that gave a chain that led to Forum. Gotcha. And I'm guessing Fu at this point is in the Giant or in Cave Evelyn?
Yep,
Probably, yes, yeah.
Lost forever.
Oh, this reminds me a lot. There was a seed that Night Dew won the other week where they had Darkness Crystal and the Crystal right off the bat pretty much, very early. And then there was a duplicate Rydia on the Moon, and so they had to come back to Earth and go through the underground just to try to find a dang white mage. I mean, I would have taken Tella if Cure 3s had been for sale anywhere. If I had seen Cure 3s in a single shop, yeah, let's go. We're fine. We'll Tella life this all day. Especially having. Huh?
You didn't want to pull a Penguinator with us?
No. I'm good. I will wait until. So playoff flags, C3 means that there will be Cure 3s in shops as well, apparently. So fine. There we go. Cure 3 all day. Who needs white mages? For now, bless every one of you.
Okay. Thank you. So just to interrupt, of course, Dragondarch has finished up the Zeromus fight. Again, got it nice and stable. 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 30 seconds. So Invenerable, this pushes you out to 12 points. So I guess I get to say this officially now. Congratulations on your top 12 finish in the League 32.
Awesome. Yeah, it feels like I came into this match wanting either first place, second place, or fourth place. I either wanted to feel comfortable that I was going to be in the top 12 or that I just wasn't going to be in it, because I have too many trips coming up, weddings and shenanigans, and I'm like, don't have to schedule around me, please, everyone. I'd feel guilty enough as is. So at least this settles that.
Well, you pulled it off, and you know what? Great place, start to finish.
I can't tell you how much there was this, at about 4 items deep on the chain looking for a white mage, I'm like, you should have just Tella-lifed it. You should have just... No. Tella-lifing it would not have gone well there, I think.
Oh, probably not.
Alright, well, I'm gonna dip out and get something to drink. I think y'all have more interviewees coming in. Thank you both. I'm sure your commentary was amazing, and I'll see y'all in chat after it's all said and done.
Absolutely.
See ya, GG.
All right, and I've made sure to drag Dragondarch into the correct room, not into the community room. But GG Dragondarch, nice run all the way up until one really bad break at the end there.
Yeah, that was just, there wasn't much, I don't think there was anything I really could have done about that. He just went after Rosa right off the bat, and I didn't get a chance to get her healed back up beforehand. It was, that was just the worst luck that could have happened right there.
Yeah, it was a tough spot because you had pulled Zeromus probably about a minute ahead of Invenerable, and that lead just turned to dust instantly. I mean, Invenerable ended up having a very smooth Zeromus fight, and your second Zeromus fight was perfect. But, you know, the fact that Invenerable did not get his Rosa obliterated was the difference maker.
I figured that was, I figured that was the difference in time. Like, I knew when that death happened, it's like, if I'm gonna lose, this is gonna be the reason.
Yep. The tough thing is that Xyrak was also on the fight at the same time, about 30 seconds behind you, and was great until the fact that his route took him to Porum, and his Porum took a big bang for 2100 and dropped dead, which is what pushed you back from third to second.
Where was the Sand Ruby?
So Invenerable asked the same question. So Wyvern Spot had the pan, you went and you hit Yang, you turned up to Sheila, Sheila gave you the hook. With the rat tail that we got earlier from Baron Inn, we were able to turn in the rat tail at Adamant Grotto for the Sand Ruby, and then turn the Sand Ruby into Porum. Of course, while we are talking about that, Xyrak has gone ahead and finished in third place with an official SRL time, 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 49 seconds.
GG.
Yeah, definitely GG. Another very close race here all around.
Yep, hard charging to the end. So you're now sitting on 10 points, Dragondarch, so it is likely that you will be prepping for a play-in race. What are your thoughts on possible play-in race at this point?
I'm just gonna have to play my best and hope I get lucky. Like, yeah. I will admit at the beginning of the seed, I ducked in. I just quickly checked Mist Cave just to see what was there, and the vanilla Mist Dragon into Magma Key. I'm like, oh, please let there be a hook on the overworld somewhere, and nobody else checks for this.
Yeah, we had mentioned that right off the bat, that it looked like you were going to have a massive advantage, but there was no hook out there. I was hoping that it was on our deals, but it did not manifest, and so of course all three runners knew immediately. I gotta go check Mist Cave, and we're able to kind of get caught up real fast.
Yeah. I'm like, as I'm getting it, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way the game's giving me this.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock right there, and only for it to be, oh no, you have to do that.
But yeah, so any other thoughts on this one, Dragondarch?
Not really. It was just basically white mage for go mode.
Yep, that's happened a couple times in this so far, so it's always tough when it happens.
No, GG, Dragondarch.
Thanks.
Sounds like we're also joined by Xyrak. GG, Xyrak. Little bit of a tough break at the end, but otherwise a really solid run all the way around.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet because when I came into this one, I was like, Inven is one of the staples of the FF4 community and excellent at this. I've told multiple people that I think Dragondarch is one of the best speedrunners in North America, period, full stop. And Silver is a very accomplished RPG runner in their own right. So I expected very little for a guy who picked this randomizer up a week before the tournament started.
Hey, so did I.
Yeah. So I did not expect much coming into this, so getting anything more than one is okay. But on the other hand, feeling like you have a shot at first and having Porum get one shot to a 2,150 big bang through an adamant armor and a protector ring doesn't feel great.
Yeah, basically the maximum damage that you could take at that point. That was just a horrific break for sure.
So if it makes you feel any better, Xyrak, I went into the fight went into Z. I used a silk web. He immediately nuked Rosa, and she went down to the first Big Bang, and that cost me first.
Wow. So it sounds like Zeromus was really just evil all around for this one.
Yup.
Well, except to Invenerable because, you know, he's the champ. That's how that works.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Xyrak, you're sitting on 4 points after 2 runs, and you've got your next run on the 23rd. You've got Ob the Junior, Hippos, and the Fizz, our free streamer tonight, who has been, of course, fantastic. So how are you going to get prepared for your next run after this this nail biter where you almost took down 2 of the scions of the community?
Well, I guess I'm grinding Porum to at least 2100 HP next time, I guess. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I made a couple of checks in this one that didn't pan out, but I can't say that I regret much of anything that I did. I clutched out a couple of fights by the, seat of my pants. But I really don't know, other than to say I need to get it just a little bit luckier and not have the good players play so well, I guess.
That's how it does go sometimes.
Oh, do you have any other thoughts about the seed, Xyrak?
So, was Rosa just sitting in Cave Evelyn?
Zot.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
No, you didn't just walk by her.
Okay.
Yeah, the other White Mage route, just so you're aware, is that you didn't go and take the first Sheila hit, so you didn't go into Sylph Cave the first time, so you didn't have the Tower Key, which turned into the Twin Harp. It turned into the Baron Key at Super Cannon, which turned into the Twin Harp at Baron, which turned into the Vanilla Earth Crystal at Dark Elf, which turned into Rosa at the top of Tower of Sod.
Alrighty. Yeah, I was not going that far out of my way then. Yeah, that's... My route was, unconventional, I think.
Yeah, you know what? You did take a very different route from the other two, and honestly, you got to 0, like, 30 seconds behind them, so it would have paid off, except for that bad roll on the Big Bang.
Yeah, I mean, that's rando's gonna rando, right? Sometimes Zeromus just hits you for a max Big Bang, and it happens, but had a ton of fun, and I've got 2 more races to try to pick up some points.
Absolutely. There's definitely still a chance.
And good luck to you on them.
Thank you very much.
All right, and so we're going back to Sylverfyre at this point in time, as it looks like they are going to want to finish out their last run of the tournament here.
And they are going down to check on Sheila, to bang Yang with that ban.
Yep, a lot of goings on for sure. This is not going to get Syl their crystal, but it will if they choose to carry out this chain, get them a White Mage at least.
The question is, are they going to take a White Mage at this point? They're grinded to heck and back, and they wanted to do this fight without a White Mage.
Yeah, the only thing is that they just don't realize that that Keyless Tower is the way to go. I mean, they are at least going to get the Tower Key here, which might direct them there, which might end up working in their favor, but that's going to require a bit of a break here for sure.
Yeah, so let's hope that they do go Tower next, because that would be a great find for them at this point.
Yep, would allow them to finish this run. Might even allow them to try to do healerless Zeromus, just to sort of, just to show off a little bit.
Yeah,
To think that they could be doing this 20 minutes earlier,
yeah, that is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, losing the D Machine fight like that, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's heart goes out to Sylverfyre for that. I think they were going to try and go out with a bang in this tournament here, and it's not the bang we were hoping for, certainly.
Yes, but okay, they got their stuff from Sheila. Going to back underground, I think? Yes. So we are going to see that tower, I think.
I really hope we see that tower at this point.
Yes. Perfect.
Excellent. So Sylverfyre is going to go up to the top of the tower and is going to get the crystal at the top, which should be pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so really, even if, even if their first attempt at grinding failed, we're gonna get a show when they get to Zero. Because we are gonna get to see a healerless Zero fight.
Yeah. They are going to try and crank through Zeromus' hit points as fast as is humanly possible before Big Bang takes them apart.
Yeah, this is gonna be magic, everyone. And yes, and as chat says, you know what? Cheers absolutely to Silver for finishing this off, because you know what? There's no loss of points for taking a forfeit at this point. So going through to the end, I really appreciate when that happens.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, as the one runner who I've personally had 2 forfeits in this tournament already, so you know, it's never great. But you know, we're gonna see Sylverfyre probably put together some real firepower once they get this crystal right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be magic. Palom breaking out the media. We're starting the fireworks early.
Why not? We're showing off at this point.
Rydia with the media. Let's just bring it down on those dragons.
Yep. Who
Wipes them cleanly.
Who needs strategy when you've got full power media at this point?
And there's that crystal.
Yep. And yeah, Wells and Heavenly Chair noting that what happened was that Sylverfyre, on needing the last hit on the alert to clean it out, used the Dancing Dagger as an item as opposed to swinging with the Dancing Dagger, and the problem being, of course, that doing 1 damage was not enough to kill the alert, and then, yeah, which would cause another dragon to show up, which is what caused death to occur.
Oof. Yeah, not even taking that Baron Key bait at this point, heading straight down for it. Going at a dead run back down through the tower. Sprinting for that airship.
Yep. It's time. We're about to see Sylverfyre crack the pass, and we're gonna see some fireworks in a moment.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of the flashiest Zero fights that anyone's seen, I think.
Are we talking even flashier than some of the saves that we've seen in this tournament, or some of the real hard-charging reflect strats?
It's gonna be up there. There's been some fantastic play, especially on Zero, because Zero is really where all of your tricks come out of the bag. And some very nice levels from everybody. This is going to go nice and smooth. Got some last minute shoring up of that magic defense.
Yep, gonna just make sure that they can potentially take the extra Big Bang hit if necessary.
Next we have our Adamant on Palom, which not too usual, but knowing the setup that is going on here, that is about what you'd expect to see used. The Quake Kid is going to become the neutral.
Yeah, we're about to go really fast with Rydia and Palom here.
Hold on to your seats, everyone. Here it comes.
Yeah, Sylverfyre got the pass from the Ogopogo spot down below. and I have to say this again, and it hurts me to say it out loud, but imagine if Syl didn't wipe the first time. This is 127 instead of 147. This is, you know, not likely to have won the race, but would have been quite the finish.
Yeah, because if not for that, we could have had all 4 runners pulling up the finish line within about 5 minutes of each other.
Alright, here we go. They are about to blow up Zeromus for your viewing pleasure.
Some light turner management here. Xyrak going very fast on that. Putting the good sword onto Cecil, and then breaking out the crystal. Some item management here while a cutscene bit of the fight plays. Getting the walls up.
Yep, so quick. First, Nuke's on Palom, so it's going to need to patch up Palom real quick here. Oh, takes 548, probably in good shape.
Yeah, that's... Palom don't care. Palom's got Adamant. Palom's got, I think, a rune. Got magic defense 4 days. First nuke goes out. For a full 99.99.
Yeah, we're not going to need a lot of these at this point.
Cecil pops a drink. Cheers to the rest of the party.
Right, we've got the hybrid strats working right now.
First big bang hits, and...
It should have been clean nerf Daisy because the first one's free.
Yeah.
So even Tell is able to survive the first one.
4,200 hits from Excalibur on Cecil. Huge damage from him.
I mean, even Tell is breaking out with the Fire 3 cats right now, so we're just about to start just spearing through this fight as fast as possible.
Yeah, full offense here. Zero's not gonna know what hit him.
I mean, it looks like Syl is looking for the HP reset here potentially.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Another nuke goes out. Another quad 9s.
Yeah, the power of all-out offense here.
Tella running low on his MP, placing on the wall though.
Yep, gonna switch it up to Cecil now, so gonna play it safe, making sure that all characters have, the other character does have an extant wall. So when the first one falls down, the second one goes up.
Next nuke goes out from Rydia. Only 8,600. Hoo-hoo.
Right, Cecil swinging for 4K.
Sid only does 1. He's helping.
That's how it goes. Tell is completely tapped out.
He's done his job. He can take a rest now. Cecil breaks 5k on his Excal swing.
Yep, another hit 4K here.
Big Bang wipes out Palom. Rydia's still standing. Nukes are still flying.
Yep, the fireworks are still going off here. Everybody, white mages seem to be a little bit overrated, maybe.
And there's Meteo.
Cecil just needs to dodge a couple of these, and we should be easy peasy going home right now.
Oh yeah, this fight is in the bag. It's done.
And we're good. We made it. Sylverfyre takes the probably the most heartbreaking 4th place of the tournament here. 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 35 seconds.
GG to you. Well played, and that, again, a heartbreaking loss.
And we are joined by the person of the hour. We're joined by Sylverfyre. GG Sylverfyre.
Okay, first of all, don't throw dancing daggers at the alert that summons D-machines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second of all, those moon bosses got wrecked. Okay, they got wrecked.
They got... Yeah, it was like they weren't even there.
I mean, I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm probably gonna make us all a little bit more sad doing to say it one more time, but if we go back and look at how much time you lost with that first
I
fight...
I lost 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes would not have been enough to push you out of 4th place, but you would have been very competitive.
I also, had I not wiped, I would not have immediately gone to the moon knowing that the only way I'm going to win is by having a level 70 Rydia throw nukes at moon bosses.
Also true. That was hard to watch, but, you know, again, you really showed off the power of white mages being horrifically overrated in this flag set.
Yeah, that was a beautiful fight at the end. Like,
Yeah, I'm glad I got to show that off at least. And I was like, I was locked into that party. That's why I went, that's why I went for that D-machine grind in the first place.
Yep.
kind of what we were thinking when we saw you do that. We're really looking forward to how you were going to handle that fight, and I mean, that at least paid off.
Yep. I was just a little bit too slow to cut the second Big Bang off entirely.
Yeah.
But you know
I was
what?
counting damage, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to be slightly short.
I mean, still an incredibly pretty Zeromus fight, though. Definitely one for the books.
Did you think my choice of adamant armor was weird, or did that make sense knowing what I was planning on doing?
I noticed that. I did. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm, crank up his everything.
Yeah, crank up his damage, crank up his agility so that, he's also going fast and throwing nukes out like crazy, like Riddy already was.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
So your run in the tournament is over now.
Super over. I
Very
didn't
much
exactly do very well in these matches in terms of placement. Tonight I mostly just hate the wipe, and that's mostly my fault not thinking that through.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It definitely does happen sometimes. What's next for you then? I know you're in the Dragon Warrior Rando tourney.
Yep, Dragon Warrior Rando is pretty much the only tournament that I'm still alive in. I'm currently 2-1 in the Swiss rounds of that. And it's easily my strongest Rando. We had a pretty big tournament of that last year, and I got tied for 5th place. After getting knocked down to the loser bracket in the first round because it was double limb, and then I crawled all the way back up to like 5-1 before finally getting knocked out by Edgeworth.
He seems to beat everybody at everything.
He is really good at randos.
Well, good luck to you, and hopefully it's your turn to win against him this time.
Well, hopefully I don't even have to play him. That's
even
my
better.
hope there. Is that I get to dodge. I want to dodge Edgeworth, and I want to dodge Tristal.
Well, good luck with getting around both of them.
Yep.
Well, any last thoughts, Sil?
No. I'm actually curious what parties other people ran, actually.
They all went and got white mages because they didn't have the confidence that you did in the Zeromus fight.
Where was the white mage? Like, I think Porum was in bed at the Sand Ruby, but the hook was on the moon. So,
Yep.
Where was Rosa?
So Rosa was located behind, if you went and had the tower key, you skipped Super Cannon, but Super Cannon ended up having the Baron key. You took the Baron key to Baron Castle. You got Edge in the Twin Harp. You took Twin Harp to get the vanilla Earth Crystal, to take the Earth Crystal up to Zot to get Rosa.
Oh my gosh, had I just like cleared that first B machine fight and then stayed on the planet, I would have been like 10 plus minutes ahead surely by the confidence of I don't need a white mage.
Yeah, you would have saved about 12 minutes of time hunting a white mage.
Oh man, that's a little. Or if I just like didn't go to the moon.
Yeah.
Well,
that's unfortunate. Oh well.
Nature of the game.
Yeah, sometimes you just pick the wrong place.
Yep. Well, at least I got to show that off. It was exactly the seed I wanted then. I wanted a seed where the white mage was buried, and I got it.
I'm glad I could do that for you.
Well, thank you so much, Sylverfyre. GG.
GG.
GG, well played.
So, any last thoughts for everybody, Neon, before we wrap this party up?
Not off the top of my head. I should have had the schedule up beforehand. The next race is going to be... here? Probably tomorrow, the way these things go.
Yep, I got it. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. here on RPG Limit Break, we will have Big Dunka, Hippos, Kabahi, and Supremacy. Xyrak is our only runner tonight who has another run, and their run's going to be on August the 23rd at 8 p.m. as well. In between the two, at 7 o'clock on the 22nd, we'll see Big Dunka, Ginger Damas, Rivers McCown, and Vitasia have it out. So please keep your eyes peeled and keep on coming out. We've got 3 races in 3 days, and then 6 more races before the end of the round of 32 here.
Yeah, looking to be some great races coming up. Definitely make sure you catch them. Show up to cheer the runners on.
Absolutely. Please make sure to go out and follow these 4 wonderful runners. Of course, follow Neon, Cool Pants Guy on the tracking. So thank you all.
Make sure you follow Deborine too. Also, she's fantastic. Can't get enough of her. Yes, follow her.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Final Fantasy fans. You're all fantastic. Keep on coming out to support Free Enterprise. It's fantastic. I hope to see you all here tomorrow. But we're off. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.
Yes. Good night, everyone.